So are you a big fan of sleep or desperately clinging on to the last frayed shreds of what remains of your sanity? Well, this week I had to give up on both of those because it's been another massive bastard absolutely jam-packed with tech launches. I'll tell you what, thank the baby Jesus for two things this week, booze and coffee. And in particular, I'm really starting to embrace boozy coffee because why waste time preparing two separate beverages when one will do? Samsung, Nokia, Amazon, Jabra, they've all been whipping out their bits so we could have a good old squint at them. And here's a full roundup of all of that, plus of course the usual viewer comment shenanigans. So let's stop the jabber, let's crack on. Jingle me, motherfuckers. Tech Spurt Weekly. Right, so one of the biggest launches of this week was the fresh Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition, which is basically an S20 phone with some of the more swanky bits yanked out, a jazzy new paint job slapped on, and a wee bit sliced off the price. These things are brighter than 10 Stephen Hawkins and they come in both 4G and 5G flavours. And if you grab the 5G version, the great news is that you actually get Qualcomm's Snapdragon 865 here in Blighty. None of that Exynos nonsense. And sure, you don't have a Quad HD Plus screen or a swanky 64 megapixel telephoto lens, but the rest of the S20 experience remains mostly intact. And you can check out my full hands-on review right now here on TechSpurt. Now, if like me, you watched HMD Global's big Nokia launch this week, hoping to catch a glimpse of a new Nokia 9 PureView flagship smartphone, well, turns out you were out of luck. Instead, we got two new budget phones, kicking off with the Nokia 2.4, a 99 quid blower pack in a charcoal design, 6.5 inch HD plus screen, stock Android experience with the usual guaranteed 2 years of OS and 3 years of security updates, and a promise of 2 days of battery life. Although the performance will be basic as heck with the MediaTek Helio P22 chipset and just 2 gigs of RAM stuffed in there. And you'll be able to grab your very own Nokia 2.4 in about a month's time, if you can actually hang on that long. I know, right? My kidneys have just about exploded with excitement. Next up was the Nokia 3.4, a step up in specs thanks to the Snapdragon 460 chipset and an extra gig of RAM. Whoa! This 6.39 inch chunkster rocks a selfie orifice instead of a nipple notch, although it is still an HD plus display. And once more you have stock Android with that update promise, along with 2 days of battery fun times. And HMD did launch a blue and a purple model, but here in Blighty we'll have just one colour option, Brexit Grey. Sums it all up really. And you'll also be able to grab that Mobvoi from around late October, just like the Nokia 2.4, this time for 129 bob. And HMD also launched a couple of new Nokia branded accessories, including the Power Earbuds Lite and a speaker thing as well, but frankly that's enough of all that. But on the subject of true wireless earbuds, this week we also got a squint at the fresh new Jabra Elite 85T Buds, which is the successor to last year's excellent 75Ts. I fully reviewed the 75Ts here on TechSpurt and they got me all hot and bothered thanks to their compact design and rather kick-ass audio. The Jabra Elite 85Ts boast advanced active noise cancellation with 5 degrees of ANC to flick between to suit the noise levels of your environment. You've also got bigger 12mm drivers for improved audio quality with a similar pleasingly compact form factor. And Jabra reckons you'll get 5.5 hours of use per charge, that's with the ANC switched on. And the new 85Ts will be releasing again end of October, gonna be a busy time, hooray! And they'll cost you €229 or $229. And at the end of the launch, Jabra also announced that it was gonna bring ANC retroactively to the Jabra Elite 75Ts via an over-the-air update, which is frankly completely mental. I mean, either those Jabra bots are absolute geniuses or they've been huffing way too much glue through the whole of this pandemic. But either way, I've still got the 75T, so I'm looking forward very much to testing that one out. Other launches this week include Mobvoi's fresh new Ticwatch Pro 3 smartwatch, which is set to take on premium wrist rockets like the Apple Watch Series 6 and Huawei's Watch GT2 Pro. It's the first ARM adornment to come packing Qualcomm's new Snapdragon 4100 chipset. Hip hip huzzah. And I've got a full review of that mothercocker right now here on TechSpurt. And there's plenty of other stuff this week as well, but frankly that's all I've got the patience for right now. So now, regrettably, it's time for the part of the show that's almost as horrific as my pants every time I accidentally watch something with James Corden in it. It's viewer comments. Woo, woo. Viewer comments. So unsurprisingly, lots of chatter about the Sony Xperia 5 Mark II last week because of course it freshly launched then, and hopefully, touch wood, I'll be getting one of those slender wee beasties in for a bit of hot hands-on action very shortly. On the subject of Sony, Ezra says, are any new Sony budget handsets going to be launched in the near future? Well, certainly you wouldn't expect any until 2021. Normally they launch the L series smartphones around MWC time, which is sort of February, March. So yeah, probably around then. Andrea says, how do you manage to make a video per day? Is there a secret editor? here. Nope, 100% just little old me, all on my lonesome. The secret to it all is basically just severe caffeine abuse. And to be honest, I think it's just because I don't spend hours and hours trying to make my videos look all super flashy and shiny and stuff. It's literally just me in this room banging on at the camera. I could fanny around trying to add all kinds of wanky special effects and stuff like that, but frankly I can't be bothered. I'll leave that to the rest of them. Next up, Katya says, I hate your taste for tech. It's absolutely terrible advices for that budget Android crap that becomes useless in about a couple of months after purchase, LOL. But I stick around for the humour and definitely good taste for movies and shows. Yeah, well, awesome. I mean, you know, kind of slightly disheartening that you find probably about 90% of this content utter cack. But thanks for watching anyway. Next up, Part R says, this is not related to the video, but could you make a video or leave a link to the wallpapers that you showcase? Yes, sorry, absolutely. Every single bloody video I do, I mean to put a link to the wallpapers on the phones, and I forget, of course. That's what you get for drinking on the job, kiddies. But pretty much every wallpaper you see on any smartphone that I'm reviewing, it will invariably come from wall.alphacoders.com. That's where I go for like pretty much all of my wallpaper needs. Barry G says, cockles, whelks, mussels, oysters, snails, blech, food of the devil. 100% agreed, sir. Though to give credit to the devil, if you give him a plate of that shit, he'd probably tell you to f right off and bring him a kebab. I mean, seriously, who was the first person, the first human being to pick up a whelk and willingly put it in his or her gob? I mean, those things are just, oh. And who the bloody hell looks at a snail and thinks, oh, yum, that'll be cracking on a bit of toast or whatever. I had a bowl of them in France. And even though they were absolutely drowned in garlic butter, they still tasted like old tyres. Like, just why would you? Next up, the Dark Ranger says, let's go Banzai top bananas. Yeah, sure. Sounds like the lyrics of some mental J-pop song or something. Next up, Jedi Polar Bear says, your review of Apple products this week was awfully long. Can you make it shorter? I can indeed, sir, just for you. Pepperbutt says, looks like you still have some hair left, which means you're actually not that stressed yet. I think Moto could still release some more phones. I don't know, man, it's getting pretty bloody thin on top there now. And you know what, actually, I didn't even realise it until you said that, but Motorola actually hasn't launched any new smartphones at all this week, for possibly the first time in 2020. Although I am still waiting on the fresh new Razr and the Moto G9 Plus and the E7 Plus and all the other stuff that they launched recently, so yeah. Next up, Bog Lizard says, hey Chris, bit of feedback from Motorola. How about they launch a Moto One compact model? It's no more weird and disjointed than the rest of their model naming, but would introduce a bit of variety in their range. A model that is not enormous and comes with 3 years of timely updates. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Like, I miss compact phones. A lot of you guys obviously miss compact phones because there's a lot of chatter about it. And yeah, a mini Moto would actually be lovely. They'd carve their own little niche. In a segment of the market which has now basically disappeared. Although, of course, I do now realise that I am actively wishing for Motorola to launch more smartphones, which is pretty foolhardy at best and suicidally dangerous at worst. More Motorola comments, of course. Baz Anime says, how many phones have Motorola released so far this year? Well, basically, think of a number and then double it, and then add about 59, and then you're still not even close. Carol says, I just realised that Spurt looks like that guy from Recombu from ages ago. Forgot what his name was. Well, that's definitely a turn up for the bucks. That's the first which celebrity do I look like this week, in which I am the celebrity. Not lied, in a million years, of course, consider myself a celebrity. I'm just some bald bellend with my own YouTube channel. Basically, on the levels of celebrity, you've got like EastEnders extras, and then you've got those annoyingly perky voiceover dudes from radio adverts, and then you've got Michael McIntyre, and then probably about 2 or 3 levels below that you've got me. But on the very subject of which crap celebrities do I look like, roll the jingle. Which crap celebrity do I look like this week? Malta Network Resources, funky name, says, you remind me of Paul Blackthorne from Arrow. I've never actually watched Arrow before, so I'm going to have to pull this one up. Paul Blackthorne, Google image search. Oh, nice bit of flat cap action there, very funky. I mean, yeah, that right there, that's pretty much the expression that I've worn all week. These freaking launches, man. Yeah, I'll definitely take that. That's definitely better than Mur from Impractical Jokers and Pep Guardiola. MRRW says, when you realise that almost all phones other than iPhones get a positive review, care to comment, Chris? Yeah, no, thankfully recently I haven't had to give any smartphone a proper kick in apart from the iPhone SE 2020, which was absolutely dreadful. Like, any phone that won't even last you past frickin' dinner time is just no good whatsoever. Yeah, like all the budget Android stuff I've played with has generally been really, really good. Some of the stuff like the Moto G9 Play hasn't really done anything different, so there's not really anything there to recommend, but at the same time they're not bad phones. They'll do exactly what you need them to do. on a cheap price point. But thankfully the situation for Android smartphones has vastly improved compared with when I was in Mobile Choice magazine, where I was having to give about 10 Android smartphones every week a severe kicking for being absolutely cack. You have those capacitive screen things that just didn't work. Android was a buggy mess. It was just horrible. But yeah, these days I find that I don't tend to review any smartphones that are bad. Occasionally I do get one that's quite disappointing though, like my review of the Nokia Ep33 5G. It should be coming out tomorrow. With any luck, little sneak preview for that. It's alright, but if it had come out actually 6 months ago when it first launched, it would have been great, good value for money for a 5G smartphone. But of course now we've got a flood of £300 to £400 ones, so it's like, why would you spend that little bit extra for something that doesn't really offer anything beyond the rest of the competition? But yeah, I think my last bad reviews went to the Pixel 4 and of course the iPhones and everything as well, because they just cost so much money and they just do not offer good value for that cash. You know, you don't get the super premium experience that you would hope for compared with like a £400 or a £500 smartphone. So I hope that answers your query. And oh, and MRRW continues. Also, I've read some of your books. They are amazing. Thank you. I mean, there's certainly not highbrow literature or anything like that, but if some readers have got a kick out of them, then great stuff. And also on that subject, Kath says, which genre of books do you write? Please don't make me hate you by saying rom-com. Oh jeez, I'll tell you what, actually, when I was writing my books, I was very tempted to do a sexy werewolf romance novel, because those things on Amazon, they sold crazy figures. 100% blaming Twilight for that one, although to be fair, I blame Twilight for most things in life. And no, my book's mostly just dumb stories where people say f*** and f*** before hitting each other with pointy sticks or something. Anyway, once again, massively gone over time, so thank you to everyone who left a comment last week. Massively appreciated. Please do slap your comments down below as well. If you've got anything you want to chat about the big sexy tech launches this week, or just life in general and how badly it sucks. And next week is pretty freaking busy as well, but not quite as busy as this week, thankfully. So what have we got? Wednesday the 30th, pretty insane day. You've got Xiaomi's Mi 10T series launch at 1 PM UK time, followed up in the evening, 7 PM, by Google's massive Pixel launch. We might see a couple of new Pixel phones, Pixel 5, Pixel 4a 5G, and potentially some new smart speaker and Chromecast action. We'll have to wait and see. Other big one is Thursday, we've got the Oppo Reno 4 launching here in the UK. It's previously launched in India. So that'll be 9:30 in the morning, so stay tuned potentially for some sexy unboxing hands-on action with that. And lots of other shares as well, which I will fully cover next week in Techspert Weekly. Same time, same place, 12 o'clock on the Fridays on the YouTubes. My brain is melting out my ears. I need to go drink more boozy coffee. So have yourselves a fantastic weekend, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. As always, love you.